Hello all, welcome back to the fourth module of the add-on course. We are going to talk about the second unit of the fourth module, which is all about interview training. So this is the outline of this unit. Basically, we'll be talking about preparation before the interview, which includes researching the company, assessing oneself, and about practice and preparation. So, the first thing someone has to do before the interview or while preparing for the interview is to research regarding the company for which he or she has applied. So, researching the company refers to knowing more about the company. We may be a complete stranger to the company, we won't be knowing anything about the company, but we can't go just like that for the interview without having a preliminary understanding regarding the company. So you are not supposed to know everything about the company, okay? But you should have some idea about the company's history, at least the major milestones of the company, the vision and mission of the company, the main objectives of the company, the areas where the company is operating, the services which the company is providing, the products in which they deal with, their operations, their CSR or corporate social responsibility initiatives, their organizational structure, their work culture, everything. So you should be knowing at least something about all these aspects, because all these forms the basic aspects regarding a company. So say for example, if it is a bank, you should be knowing when did the bank start, who is the present chairman of the bank, how many branches the bank has got, in what all, which all states the bank is functioning, what all are the technological milestones the bank has attained, was the bank be able to gain any awards or acclaims in the recently. So all these things you should be knowing. So you can just Google it and find out regarding the company, and the more you know, the better. But at least try to gain some insight about the company and its basic aspects. And once you have researched about the company, the second thing that you have to do is, from the company we move on to the job, isn't it? So you should be knowing about the job for which you have to which you have applied for. So what is the profile of the job? So knowing a job or analyzing a job essentially includes two aspects. One is job description and the other is job specification. So analyzing the job means you are trying to know the job in detail. You are trying to know what the job is all about, what the post is all about. So we can split it into two aspects. One is job description and the other is job specification. In job description, the job is described. What is the role of the person who will be appointed? What all are the tasks he or she has to do? What are the demands of the job? What is the routine regarding the job? Which is the area wherein the job comes? Whether it is a finance related job or a technological related job or an operations job. Okay, so basically regarding the roles, the tasks, the responsibilities, the demands, the challenges, all that comes under job description. It may also speak about the work schedule, as in how many hours a week we are supposed to work, will it be a day shift or a night shift, everything. Okay, and job specification is what are the qualities that you have to possess while you apply for the job. Okay, so every job may demand some qualities from the part of the applicants. So what all are the specific qualities that the employer are looking in while a post is being called for, and that is job specification. Okay, so what all should be your eligibility criteria, your qualifications while you apply for the job. So these two aspects comes under the job analysis. So you should be able to understand regarding the job and also the job, what the job demands from you before you go for an interview. And next is assessing yourself. Before you, this actually comes as part of the preliminary step before you apply for a job itself. Because while we apply for a job, or at least before we go for the interview, you have to assess yourself. You have to assess your strengths and weaknesses. You should be knowing what is that where you can excel, which is the area of the job. If it is after you have applied for the job or just before the interview, you should be knowing what is the area of the job or the aspect regarding the job wherein you can really fit in, wherein your strength lies, and what all are your weaknesses, what all are your pitfalls, what do you lack and where do you lack, and your likes and dislikes. You should be knowing what is that which you like about the job, what is that which you like to do. Okay, most of us may not be able to do what we like, but make sure that at least you are able to like most of what you do. Okay, that's really important. So knowing your likes and dislikes is very essential, and your goals. Every one of us should have some goal in life, isn't it? So what all are the goals that you have set for yourself, and is that in any way much with the job you have applied for? So you have to make an assessment regarding all these three aspects. Then aligning the skills with the needs. That means the job has got some demands. Okay, it demands some skills from our part, being a prospective employee of the organization. And you should be just as we said, we should be knowing our strengths and weaknesses, we should be knowing our skills. So you need to align your skills with the demands or needs of the job and organization. So matching the skills with job requirements is very essential. You have to convince yourself that, okay, I've got all these skills, and these skills which I have matches with the job requirement. For example, if the job is that of a business analyst, and if you think, okay, and you have the skill of analytical thinking or reasoning aptitude and analytical thinking of, or if you think that you're logical enough, or if you think that you are good in quantitative aspects, you can very well know that, okay, my skills match with the job requirements. So in that way, you have to match your skill set with the job requirements, and it's always essential to have an USP, that is unique selling proposition. We tell about this as a marketing concept, but each and every one of us should have some uniqueness, isn't it? While you apply for a job, there are many competitors in some way, and the organization and the employer has to choose you. So what is that which you can contribute to the organization and employer compared to others? What is the uniqueness you've got? That is your USP. So it can be anything. It can be any skill which you possess. It may not be a hi-fi sounding term. It can just be being committed, being able to keep up to the deadlines. It can be anything, but you should have something, okay, as an USP. And the next thing is preparing the portfolio. Here, what we refer to by the term portfolio is you should have a well drafted resume or CV of yours, and it should be comprehensive. It should cover everything. Okay, it should cover right from your career objective, regarding your academics, regarding your curricular, co-curricular, extracurricular activities, regarding the internships you've attended, regarding the competitions you have participated in, regarding the prizes you won, the awards you have won, the leadership roles you have played, your work experience, if any, the projects undertaken by you, everything regarding you. Okay, so preparing a good resume or CV is really essential. And then the next is keep all documents ready in a systematic manner. Okay, whenever the interviewer asks for a particular document, you should be able to produce it without making a mess of anything. Okay, so it should be properly folded, it should be properly kept in a neat folder, and of course it should be a professional looking one. Avoid folders which are unprofessional, and all the documents like academic qualification, experience, internship, the prizes one, just like what all points which we discussed regarding the content of a resume, all that should be supported. Everything that you have mentioned in a resume or CV should be supported with documentary evidences. Okay, then it's always good to have a letter of recommendation from anyone who is not related to you. Okay, it can be from the head of your institution, it can be from any well-reputed person who should know you and not related to you, and that way a letter of recommendation, carrying a letter of recommendation is always advisable. Then, as I have already said, a good folder or a binder, because a professional folder or a binder it shows your quality. It shows another quality of yours, that you are even paying attention to the details, the minutest aspects. Carrying a good folder and presenting it in a professional way definitely makes a difference. And the next aspect is regarding the social media presence. This is something which we all may be trapped in, okay? Because friends, out of their affection and love, may tag us in each and every post of theirs. So we may not be knowing, we may not be, realizing that what all posts we are getting tagged in. So you should, while you apply for a job, you can't just leave it like that. You should be cautious, you should be careful enough to have a better social media presence. So you should check all the posts on all your social media profiles. You should untag yourself from all unprofessional posts, and if you have posted something unprofessional, you should remove it. And being professional is the way, is the only key to have a proper social media presence. And be active on social media, because it talks about you, it talks about your interest, it talks about the areas where you pay attention into. So there's nothing wrong in being active in the social media, but you should be active in such a way that you are sharing relevant content, interesting content, and professional content. Okay, and it should be something related to your academics, or it should be something related to your likes, your passion, your hobbies, your aspirations. It can be anything. It need not be just academics. Okay, it can be anything, but it shouldn't be unprofessional. That's all. So beware of your social media presence. And the next is practice and prepare. It's very, very important. As the figure here says, practice makes a man perfect, isn't it? So we need to make ourselves perfect with the practice. It can be strenuous practice that we undergo. So brushing up on the basics is quite essential, because I had already told you while we discussed about the GD group discussion, that we need to possess some understanding. We need to possess some knowledge about the topic which is being discussed. But here they may be asking us regarding our academics, regarding our interests, regarding our goals, our passion, our ambitions, everything. And they may even ask us about, the current affairs. So brushing up on the basics is really essential. If you are a physics student, know your basics. If you are a mathematics student, know the basics of it. If you are a commerce student, literature student, whatever stream you belong to, know the basics of your particular stream, know the basics of your graduation, the subjects which you learn in your UG or PG. Okay, and think of common questions. We can't just practice in a blind way, isn't it? We should know some questions in advance, and it couldn't be unrelated questions. You should know some common questions which are being asked in an interview, and the social media, the search engines will definitely help you out. You can just Google it and find out the common questions which are asked in interviews, and prepare interesting answers. It won't be just enough if you prepare, or if you come across some questions. You should find your own answers for such questions. Definitely, there are sites which provide you with ready-made answers, but you can't just go with them. Okay, you can definitely refer them. You can definitely read those answers and prepare answers which can be linked to you, with your status, with your personality, with your backgrounds. Okay, so you shouldn't be answering in a completely unrelated way which won't fit into yourself. Okay, so prepare answers of your own answers, but Pay some attention to prepare it in an interesting or creative way, add in creativity way. And read newspapers because it will definitely help you to answer all current affairs related questions. Every interviewer, more or less every interviewer will ask you regarding something regarding the current affairs, and it may not be related to the domain which you are from. Okay, a commerce student may get a question regarding if it's these days definitely will get a question regarding COVID or its related aspects. A science student may get a question regarding the stock market or what the price, oil prices. So it need not be related questions when it comes to current affairs. The purpose is to know whether we update ourselves with what happens in and around our country, across the globe. Okay, and update yourself. Updation is very much essential, both on the basics of our subject as well as on what happens generally across the globe. Okay, and the next aspect is list of questions for interviewers. Generally, after the interviewer asks some questions, they may ask us whether we have any questions for them. Okay, we shouldn't get panicked over there. We shouldn't be confused over there. Oh my God, what to ask? Okay, so you should be prepared with certain questions that you can ask the interviewers in return while they stop and give us a chance. Okay, but make sure that you don't ask a generic question. Okay, it shouldn't be a generic question like what do we say, how much salary will I get, what is the pay scale for this job and all that. Instead, you can ask about their experiences in the job. It's not a generic question because it's we are asking them for their perspective, their opinion regarding the organization, their comfortability with the job, the change that they have undergone once they join the organization. And none of the questions which I said now comes under the generic question. And ask relevant and intelligent questions. You have to pause, you have to think what all can be asked. Okay, and make it a relevant one, make it an intelligent one, and focus on the current job role. You shouldn't be asking about the CEO of the company or the chief general manager or someone. You should focus on the current role. What is that which you are asked to do? Because you have already undertaken the job description and job specification activity, right? So you should be asking them about your task. You should be asking them about your role. You can ask for clarity on the job description which you have understood. Okay, and work culture policies. You can ask about the work culture. You can ask about the policies in the organization, within the organization. And the entire purpose of asking a question is not to interview the interviewer, but just to prove that okay, you have done some work, you've done some background work, and you're enthusiastic, you're curious enough to know about the job and the organization. You're interested in the job. Okay, you want to start working with the organization somehow. And that should be the reflection of your questions. And avoid questions on job security and benefits. As I said, please don't ask about the pay scale and the benefits that you will get. You can definitely ask about the qualitative benefits. You can definitely ask about how can you be transformed into a better professional once you join the bank. But you cannot be asking when will I be getting the house loan, when can I apply for a vehicle loan and all that. Okay, so the next aspect is the most essential aspect, which is dress for success. How should you be dressed while you go for an interview? And the entire purpose of dressing up for an interview should be to impress. Definitely, it's to impress, isn't it? We should be able to impress the interviewers with our looks, with our with our outfits. So having a trial of dress done is very much essential before the interview, because you should be wearing something which fits you perfectly, and wearing that should be comfortable for you by all means. Okay, you should be at ease wearing that costume. You should be at ease with the attire that you are wearing. So the purpose is definitely to impress, but make sure that though the purpose is to impress, it doesn't mean that you can wear anything. Okay, you can wear all that catchy, fancy dresses with bright, overly bright colors, with large designs and all that. Avoid all that. And because you, as the second point says, dress appropriately. That means you have to dress modestly and smartly. So wearing clothes which indicates modesty and smartness is really, really essential. You can go for colors I have written down here. Avoid bright colors and large patterns, which I've already talked about. Regarding the color, what can be done is you can use black color, black and white combination. You can use beige color, which is really professional. You can use gray color, you can use navy blue. Okay, all wear those colors which are professionally found in organizations, and wear costumes which are professional. Okay, and here in interviews we may not be wearing, pants and shirt or blazers and all that, but you can wear even a salwar will do, but make sure that the fabric, the pattern, it's not highly, embroidered, or the patterns which are there in the dress. It can be a simple kurta. Even a simple kurta will definitely do the purpose. And for gents, it's of course pants and shirt. You may not be wearing, you can wear a tie, but it shouldn't be a funny tie. It should be a professional tie. Wearing an overcoat is optional. It's not mandatory, because our students, the MBA students or the management students will be more used to such costumes. If you are not comfortable within an overcoat or a blazer, you shouldn't be going for that. You should wear, the sole purpose is to wear something which you are highly comfortable in, but it should be professional, that's all. And the clothes should be well pressed. Definitely it should be ironed properly. And minimalistic approach is to be followed in wearing clothes, as well as in the makeup. Make sure that you don't put over, you've not done any over makeup. Even if you use, girls, even if you use lipstick, let it be nude colors. There shouldn't be eyeshadows, and all that, or the makeup stuff, isn't it? So avoid over makeup. Let it be a natural look. And you have to, both boys and girls have to pay attention to the hair and the nails. Okay, and for boys especially, it's better if it is a clean shaven face. Otherwise it should be a well manicured beard. Okay, and then what? Okay, that's all regarding. And girls should avoid what excess jewelry. Wear very minimal jewelry. That would be fair enough. And both boys and girls can wear a watch. That's absolutely fine. It's more about the professional way of dressing up. It's more about the color and what you are wearing, how we are wearing, and all that. Okay, and even the perfume, it matters. Make sure that you are not using a perfume of intense fragrance. Okay, and then moving on to the dress for sexes, almost everything we have discussed about. The hair should be well groomed, well trimmed for the boys, as well as for the girls. It should be neat and tidy. Clean shaven face is always preferable, but even a trimmed, well trimmed or well kept beard is fine. Formal attire is definitely fine. We've talked about the formal attire. Accessories, make sure that you haven't put much fancy or unnecessary accessories. And footwear should be, I forgot to talk about it. The footwear, you have to pay attention to the footwear, both boys and girls. Even if it's not a shoe, if it's a shoe, it should be well polished. But avoid these sports shoes, avoid t-shirts, avoid caps, avoid sunglasses and all that. Okay, so in this class we've been talking about basically the preparation that you have to undergo before interview. So before the date of interview, and also on the date of interview while you dress up. So I hope it was of use to you. Thank you so much for your listening. God bless you all.